Yo, brother, it's time for us to start talking the real, man. We've been sugarcoating too much. We've got to start calling everything out for what it is.
Hey guys, back with the Inmotion V14. Still is not working. Back at Inmotion, they're hard working on this problem, trying to understand it more, and they're looking to try and get a couple more data points from me. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to open up the control board, show you that process, disconnect the batteries. I gotta say, I'm really happy with the direction Inmotion has taken in terms of maintenance on a wheel like this. You know, Inmotion has I think a deserved reputation of making beautifully crafted wheels that are not easy to work on, because or I should just say really time consuming, because it can be a lengthy process to take everything apart to get into it. Like they can be like a puzzle, you know, the V11, the V12, the V13, you know, beautiful on the outside, but peeling back the layers to get into it, it's not for the faint of heart. This wheel is like opposite of that. Although it's beautifully built, super simple to work on. Now, when the wheel failed a few days ago, I did disconnect the batteries, just abundance of caution. And so I wanted to show you that. I did reconnect batteries on this side. I put this cover back on just so I could show you the process of what's involved in disconnecting the batteries. And not on this video, but I also plan on taking out the motor and opening the motor to look at the Hall sensor to see if anything pops up there, depending on what I find out in the control board. That'll be another video though. Oh, also, by the way, I don't know if you notice, I've got the new pads, or the pads, because the box that the wheel came in did not have these pads. And I'll post a separate video on the pads too, but I like them. All right, so a 4mm Allen wrench to remove two machine screws. Here. And this one. Oh, this machine screws. Think back to the old days where everything was wood screws. This is just so nice. So that's it. So this kind of clipped in a little bit, and there's a clip here which is easy to see. Screwdriver, nothing's hidden. I think I might have to take this pad off. And that's it. Very straightforward. Let me pull in the camera and look at these battery cables. Two connectors, one for each battery, and I will say there was a zip tie, keeping everything nice and neat. So when I eventually put the wheel back together, I will put a zip tie, but this unscrews, and then you can disconnect. And same with this one. And they've made it such that you can't put these in the wrong. You can't attach them the wrong way when you put it back together. So really nice. Looks like there's 4 conductors, 2 for the battery, and I guess the other 2 are for communications, I would guess. And that's it, disconnected. So now to open up the control board. There are 10 screws required to remove the cover, and use a 3.5 millimeter Allen wrench. There's 2 under the handle, which is a little harder to get to. And the final 2 screws are underneath the charge port cover. And there we have it. Now, one thing I'm looking at is the gasket. There's a complete gasket around the perimeter. I don't see any breaks. A little on the smaller side, but doesn't seem fragile anyway. So that's your waterproofing. And that's the control board. So there are 4 screws to remove that. Looks like the same 3.5 millimeter. It looks like they're using the same screws everywhere, so that's kind of cool. Now I did press the power button here to discharge whatever's in the control board. Of course, since it's not functioning, nothing really happened. Remove that connector. I thought this was actually a control board, but this must just be the display electronics. Interesting. A battery, looks like. Keeping the date and time or memory. I don't know. And yeah, so the control board must be inside here, actually. This is the Hall sensor connector. Well, it's kind of loose, but I don't know what it's supposed to be like. I gotta tell you, it doesn't feel like a really super solid connection. I think it's got goop on there. I gotta cut that away. Okay, interesting. So there's a connection for 2 Hall sensors, obviously, and if this is the same control board that's used in the V13, which is supposed to have 2 Hall sensors, that's that, but definitely only 1 on this wheel. So, I don't know, definitely wasn't loose. It's just not a real, these connectors aren't. Yeah, they're just kind of a little loose by their very nature. So, nothing obvious. I guess that means I get to open the motor. That will be the next step. All right, nothing obvious with the Hall sensor connector. Everything looked basically good. Tell you, every Hall sensor connector I've seen on I think probably dozens of wheels now, they're all a little loosey-goosey in terms of they don't exactly use connectors like these. They're all these kind of connectors, so it's comparable to everything else I've seen. But yeah, it looks great. So I'm going to take this step by step based on direction from Inmotion. You know, I really kind of want to take out the control board and see about the damaged MOSFETs, if I can see any evidence of damage. But anyway, either I'll be doing that or I'll be removing the motor and looking inside the motor. But that will be the next video. All right, guys, hope you found this useful, and until next time, safe riding.